Look, this month we've been calling out all the things that we're just not carrying with us in the new season of our life. We're not carrying it into 2026. We're just not doing it. And how do we do that? It's because we have to make a deliberate choice to say, I'm going to let this go. I'm going to leave this behind. Just not going to do it. It's just certain things we just don't want to tolerate. Today, we want to talk about how to create healthy boundaries without the guilt. How do we have healthy boundaries without the guilt? We're going to talk about it, so stick with me. If you have liked anything on my channel so far, if you've liked anything that I've said today or any other day, I would love for you to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification button so that anytime I post any new content, you will be the first one to get it. I would so appreciate that. So, we're going to get into what is a healthy boundary. What does that mean? Because we could just say boundaries, but why do we say healthy boundaries? How to create healthy boundaries? Healthy boundaries are boundaries that are based off of a healed place. They're based off of a place of self-love, a place where even if you're going through the healing process and you start to make boundaries from there, you'll notice that the boundaries that you set for yourself, the things that you want for yourself are going to be come from a place of love, that you love yourself, you want to be healed, you want to be healthy in your thinking, you want to be healthy in your going and your living. So to make those boundaries, you have to come from a healthy place. You have to come from a place that is healed or that is in the healing process. You don't want to make any boundaries or set any standards or boundaries for yourself coming from a place that's emotional or coming from a place that is vindictive or malicious, because if you are making those type of boundaries and you're setting those type of boundaries, most likely they will fail. You will go back to doing what you normally do, and the toxic cycle just keeps going. It never gets to that place where you resolve and you can move on with your life through making these healthy boundaries. So it's so important to come from a place of self-love and a healed place when you're creating these boundaries, because not only does it help you, but it helps the people around you. You can tell that it's a healthy place when you watch the environment, just starting with yourself, the self-love from you. Watch how it permeates through other people that are around you, and they'll notice it and they will see, this person, wow, is changed because you're coming from a healthy, healed, self-love place. So that's the first thing you have to think about when you think about a healthy boundary. And when I say that doesn't leave you with guilt, well, a lot of times when we make boundaries and they don't come from that healthy place, guilt is like when you feel pain for someone, you feel like you're hurting someone, or you feel like it bothers you that you have to make this boundary for them because it's about them and you don't want to tell them because you know how to make them feel. But if you look at it that way, again, that's something that you may be part of the problem on that issue, because your boundary has to be set from a place starting from you. You got to be the star of that show when you're creating boundaries for yourself and for the people around you, because you want to come from a healthy place, not from a place that's toxic, not from a place that's like, I'm going to get you back, or you hurt me, I'm going to hurt you back. It can't come from there. It's got to come from a place that starts with healed, starts with loving yourself and knowing things that you can do and you can't do. So those are my two big things when I think about setting boundaries from a healthy place, and you don't have to bring that guilt that we often bring. And when you have that guilt, you'll feel like, you'll go back, and that's the place you don't want to be. Let's talk about the first thing, how you want to create this healthy boundary. The first thing to create your healthy boundary is not about I'm shutting you out, but it's about more, this is for me. I'm choosing this healthy condition for me. It keeps me healthy. It keeps me in a sustained vision of health for myself. So it's not like I'm against you. It's like I'm for me. I'm for me, and I want this choice and this condition to be of a healthy one. So that's the first thing. You're creating and you're choosing the position to keep you healthy. And it's not that you're against the other person, it's just that you're for yourself. And boundary number 2, you must be specific. If you are not clear with the boundaries that you're setting, now we're talking about healthy boundaries. If you're not clear to the other person, there's room for manipulation. There's room for, well, I didn't know you meant that. You didn't say this. You only said that. So now I'm going to do this. So you must make sure that the boundaries that you set are clear and precise so that they can't be manipulated. When you make them clear, it gives you confidence. If your boundaries are clear and you can define them, then it gives you the confidence that you need. Number 3, you are not responsible for how they react. If you tell somebody you set a boundary for them, we take on the weight of the world, and you are not responsible for how they react. What you are responsible for is creating that healthy condition for yourself, that healthy clarity for yourself. And what your needs are very important. Just because they don't like it doesn't mean that you have to falter on what you're saying, the boundary that you set. Your needs are still important. So therefore, if they don't like them, you still have to remember, my needs are important and this is a healthy boundary. That's why it's so important to not come from a place of, I'm mad at you, I'm emotionally driven, I'm going to get you back, because those create continual, perpetual toxic environments, and you won't heal. You'll never get to the place of resolving. And I always say this, if you start with that first, most people say, oh, you can't think of yourself first. Yes, think of yourself in this situation. When you're talking about healthy boundaries, you got to think of yourself first, because if you're not healthy, if you're not coming from a healthy place, then the boundary that you set is only as good as your health, your emotional health. If you are not coming from a healed place, emotionally good place, then that boundary that you're setting is only as good as your health. If you want to be a healthy boundary, you got to make sure, because the healthier you are, the better choices you make, the better boundaries that you set, the healthier you are. So, and number 4, if you're one of those people that setting a boundary is difficult because you're still, maybe you're in, like I said, in that process where you're healing. Maybe someone did something to you, but you want to get on that healing journey, but it's difficult because you're like, oh man, if I say this, they're going to think that. If I do this, they're going to feel that way. And so you have a hard time setting that firm goal. Because a lot of times if people set a boundary and they set something big, say for instance, if you've never run before, you can't get out there and say, oh, I'm going to run a marathon. Because most likely what's going to happen? Fail. You're not going to complete that marathon because you've never even run a mile. So how can you run 26? You've never done it. So if you're that person that has a hard time creating those boundaries, I would recommend starting small. Start with something small that, okay, this is doable. It could be something as simple as someone's calling you all the time and they're stressing you out. And you're like, that's kind of controlling. I don't want that person to have that type of control over me that every time they call, I must pick up the phone on the first ring. That's control. And so you don't want to play games, but if you want to start small, say, okay, you know what? You talk about that issue, acknowledge the issue, and say, maybe you answer it, maybe let the voicemail get it, and you call them back when you have a moment. And that was just an example, but I'm just saying start small. Maybe it's not like I'm shutting everybody out. I'm not talking to anybody. Because again, when you want to make a healthy boundary, the way you can look at it is as if like everyone around you is affected. It should be more of a positive response, not a negative. But again, you don't want to put those needs first. You have to remember, you set your clear boundaries are healthy for you. You want them to be sustainable for you, because when they're sustainable, then they last. And it's just not I made this boundary and it's only good for a certain amount of time and then I'm going to forget about it when things get better. No, you want to make it where it's set. This is how I want to be from now on. We're letting things go. We are not taking old habits and allowing old things to happen to us. We want to make those boundaries. We want to set healthy boundaries, and we're going to stick to them. So I'm just going to recap on what I said, because we're not going to be before you long. I'm going to recap. So number one, remember that what a healthy boundary is. It's coming from a place of self-love. It's coming from a place that's healed or healing in the process. And considering yourself. That's what the self-love part is. So you want to remember that. Not vindictive, not malicious, not I'm going to get you back, not from you're mad, no emotionally driven, because those things don't last. So number one, choose a condition that keeps you healthy. It's sustainable. It keeps you healthy right now. Set clear or specific boundaries so that manipulation can't come in. It can't say, well, I thought you meant this or I thought it was that. No, clear, set boundaries. Number three, remember that you are not responsible for someone else's reaction. You are responsible for what you're doing because you're making it clear and precise as this is what I want. And remember that it's not I'm against you. It's just that I'm for me. I'm not against you in any of this. I'm for me. That's beautiful. I'm for me. And sometimes we got to stand up and say, hey, I'm for me. I'm for me today. Today, first and foremost, because I love myself and I'm not going to be in an unhealthy environment, I'm going to consider me today. And number four, if it's tough, if you have a hard time setting boundaries around people because it makes you feel uncomfortable to set those things, start small. Whatever your issue is, whatever the concern is, start small. And that will help you gradually build stronger, sustainable boundaries. So that is all I have for you today. It was short and sweet and simple, but I want you to be the best version of yourself that you can be. And until next time, bye.